And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition here of the Mass Steel Podcast. Well, again, your host, Charles Prodigy Richey, is we are going live right now here on Facebook for this edition once again here as we're kicking off right now. Just ran into a few little technical difficulties, but right now we're here nonetheless getting ready to count down to the Steelers 2021 season as we're less than 2 days away when they open up on the road versus the Buffalo Bills this coming Sunday, 12 kickoff, 1 p.m. Eastern time. As for the Steelers, for the seventh straight season, we'll be opening up on the road coming up this year. And definitely be an interesting season right now. See how they be able to bounce back as far as everything going on. But yeah, I really got to believe right now when we look at, this season right now, first with the loss of like Tunchokin right now, who passed away on Saturday, prayers, thoughts, and him to his family and to the Steelers organization. We'll get to him a little bit later on, but then also some bigger news to finally TJ Watt. He gets his new contract extension right now. He will be extended through the 2025 season with the Steelers with $80 million in total guaranteed bonus, which includes a $35 million signing bonus, along with $45 million guaranteed in the first 3 years, basically. So he gets $80 million in guaranteed money right now. He is the highest annual paid edge rusher at $28 million a year and $80 million in total guaranteed. And as far as like total average per year, he is the highest over Joey Bosa of the Chargers. So glad to finally see the Steelers right now be able to make an exception for a guy like TJ Watt. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw what was happening earlier in the week, I had no clue at what was happening. You remember Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette? He reported a couple of weeks ago that he anticipated possibly a deal being done as far as like shortly after the Panthers game or sometime later on that week. And we've been sitting here watching, waiting, still nothing going on. And you've been hearing a lot coming from, as the reports were going on right now, a lot of people insisting in the Pittsburgh media, like Jerry Dulac, when you looked at it, basically, it's just, it was just crazy right now. Remember, TJ Watt, it's not like he wasn't totally available with his team throughout training camp. He was still presently there. He could not participate. He didn't want to participate in team drills only because just risking injury, stuff that could alter his value for getting an extension. And when you look at it, you look at a guy like TJ Watt, basically, who did a lot for this team right now. It was almost a possibility that if they didn't get this done by Saturday, usually, the Rudies have a policy where they like to cut off like the day before the season. They don't like to negotiate during the season, as we're well aware of. And almost seems like as time continued to went on, it almost seemed like a lot of people who follow the Pittsburgh Steelers kind of get a constant reminder, just we don't do fully guaranteed contracts for veterans that is a non-quarterback. And it was really like becoming smoke and mirrors at some point. I just didn't know, because I tell you what, if they would have not signed TJ Watt to this deal, I really think it will send a bad message to a guy like Minka Fitzpatrick. Don't forget, don't think he is not paying attention right now the way the Steelers operate right now. The way they were handling Watt, your best defensive player, arguably, right now, who should have been Defensive Player of the Year twice, minimum one time. I mean, TJ Watt is a special guy. Now, I mean, a lot of people, when you're looking like at the holdup right here, a lot of people tend and told, including a guy like myself, Le'Veon Bell right now. Remember, 3 years ago, the Steelers did try to put the franchise tag on him. He rejected it. Him and his agent did. I mean, he was set to become the highest paid running back. I mean, back at that time. But he just did not like the idea that he was not getting a fully guaranteed contract. I mean, back at that time. I mean, they offered them a 5-year, $70 million contract in 2017. But he just decided to sit out instead, signing a lesser 4-year, $52.5 million deal with the New York Jets. I mean, when you looked at it, and I just wasn't really sure what was going to be happening at that point. And it was just really starting to get murky right there. And I'm just kind of glad it is out of the way. See the Steelers be able to break the tradition for once. I mean, and Didi Kikabwala, who's also a regular of not only NFL Network, but especially 937 The Fan on Aussie, more intently with Poli and Miller. I mean, she's been saying a lot for the Steelers. I mean, refusal up to that point, not to fully guarantee contracts beyond the first season. It almost sank the TJ Watt negotiations. And like I said, once again, just as a reminder, people who are following this organization, Steelers, number one, according to Pro Football Talk, up until this point, they don't do player contracts once the season begins. And two, they don't fully guarantee payments beyond the first year of a veteran deal. They'll give a player a huge sign bonus to account for that, but they don't agree to guarantee payments for injury, skill, and cap in the second year and beyond. And usually those elements right there make the elements of a full guarantee contract. I mean, basically at that point. And right now, so there you have it. I mean, it is done. Sign, seal, and deliver right now. Now the expectations. Now TJ Watt is signed to this new mega deal. Since we could all breathe easily for right now, now I gotta believe Minka Fitzpatrick. How do you take care of a guy like him coming up, basically? I mean, this is a guy right here who is going to be next right now. I mean, the Steelers who actually traded away a first-round pick to get him. I mean, you almost kind of got the sense that they were going to, I mean, if not for that 2 years ago, what they decided to do to get Minka Fitzpatrick, that was probably the only thing that really worked in their favor as far as like optimism of possibly signing TJ Watt. Because right now, when you look at his market value, his calculated market value is about $15.8 million, 4 years for $63.5434 million, over $15.8 million, basically. And when you look at the current safeties in this league right now, I mean, when we take a look at it, we're going to take a look at that here in just a moment. I mean, the highest current paid safety right now is Jamal Adams with the Seattle Seahawks at $17.5 million. He has about $21 million in guarantee, but the top guy with the total in guarantees will be Justin Simmons with the Broncos as we look at it. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu has the third most in total guaranteed money at about $26.8 million, but his average salary, as far as amongst safeties, is seventh. So that's gonna be a real interesting thing with Mika Fitzpatrick right there. I mean, is his agent going to be looking at, is he a little bit more better than Jamal Adams, yet alone Harrison Smith of the Vikings? I probably put him in the top three. I probably say if they do pay him, I probably say like around 16.5 million, maybe 17 million a year if they give him a new deal. I mean, currently right now, Mika Fitzpatrick, I mean, his final year of his deal with the Steelers right now, remember, he's got his fifth-year option picked up. He's going to be making $10.612 million under his fifth-year option going to the 2022 season. So you got to believe right now he's going to be in a similar boat as of next season. And I'd just be really interested in tuning in to find out how that's going to happen. Yeah, if you guys want to follow me on social media, you can definitely do so. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, at MassSteelCGR. And on Instagram, at MassSteelNation. I'd like to get your thoughts right now. Deal finally done right now. As we're getting ready to head into the season right now. First, the Buffalo Bills going into this year to begin the season, 7th straight season on the road right now. And I'm just real curious right now to see what everybody's thoughts are for this time. But yeah, I really am digging it right now. See what happens here and how we get things going for the time being, as we keep it rolling right here on the Mass Steel podcast. And Jerry Dulac did mention going into this signing that despite their negotiations of stopping contracts once the season begins, he did point out back in 1995 they did sign safety and Darren Perry to a new contract on September 20th. 17 days after the start of the season, of the regular season, because they had been negotiating with him since training camp. TJ, by the way, who was named team captain for the first time last season, instead has been given to his brother, fullback, Derek Watt. So the captains for this season is Ben Roethlisberger, Cam Hayward, and Derek Watt, which has been voted on by the players. And to be honest with you, once I saw him not being voted team captain, that's probably where I got like the most concern, to be honest with you. Not that it's a huge deal, but to me, I felt like it was somewhat imminent. I mean, like when he was a captain for the first time last year, TJ was. And I was just a little like curious about what was going on there, because I wasn't too sure if things were just going in the wrong direction or what. It was just really a lot of things were just not adding up properly, in my opinion. I mean, other than the notion that everyone was insisting that this deal was going to get done, they weren't going to pass up a chance on not taking care of one of their best players. But in the end, I mean, they did. They stepped up. And don't forget, too, I think the real key interesting thing is, too, I mean, let's keep in mind here, as we heard after this deal was signed, TJ's Watt agent was trying to urge him to, like, get a little bit more money out of this thing. And TJ Watt was satisfied with what was offered. I mean, good for him. I think, I don't know how much of that he was just trying to do out of respect, not just for his teammates, but the Steel organization, where you knew it was coming down to the wire. I mean, I'm not sure if you want to pass up an opportunity on making this much money. Now, remember, he has been engaged to his fiance this past summer. His current fiance is overseas right now. They've been having a long distance relationship for the time being. Definitely got a lot of big plans going in right now as we look at it. And we'll see what happens for this time being. But yeah, I really appreciate it right now. Well, I'll just say to those of you for tuning in here, also on Instagram Live right now. As we're taking a look at everything going on right now, Pittsburgh Steelers for the time being. Again, if you guys want to tweet me, you can tweet me at Twitter at MassSteelCGR and on Instagram at MassSteelNation. Feel free to leave comments in there. I will not be doing any live air actions, unfortunately, tonight. Maybe next time. Once again, just give you an update on my schedule. I've decided just do Mondays, Wednesdays. I'm going to stick to 8 p.m. Central Time as far as with my podcast going on. And also be debuting too. I mean, not debuting, but you've seen me do this before. I'm going to be doing still pre and post game during the season. This will be called Show Blitz version of the Mass Steel podcast, where you'll be seeing me give my pre-game analysis, keys to the game, stuff going into the game for the Steelers' weekly opponents, and then following the game, you'll hear a podcast right after that. So basically, that's all.
Hey, you blink, I'll cut your eyelids off. Don't you blink. I got you. Let's go.